A Kaprun back is riding again.
Hello everybody out there. Welcome back.
Off to new horizons.
Come with me to Austria this time. So I'm going to take you along a section of the Tauern Cycle Route, basically from Krimml to Salzburg.
Kaprun back.
In the previous episodes we have looked at the area from Krimml to Kaprun, and we have surrounded Lake Zell. We've seen some truly amazing landscapes and the highest waterfall of Europe. Today I plan to check out a bit of another branch of the Tauern Cycle Route and ride up to Maria Alm. Day 6 already, which greets me with a substantial breakfast. Good morning from Kaprun. I'm still in my lovely, super nice hotel and I'm starting my cycle now. I'm going up to Maria Alm and then return to Bruck, which is not very far from here, but I sort of do a V-shaped cycle. It's supposed to be very beautiful there. The weather is nice today, but tonight I booked a place at a super cheap price. Sort of breakfast, dinner and the room for 56 euros. It's incredible these days and times, but these things exist. But actually I don't expect much. I'm already wondering if I didn't make a mistake, but we'll see. Okay friends, I've just checked out of my lovely hotel and now I'm off towards Maria Alm. Now find my way back to the Tauern Cycle Path. Yeah, today it's open. So whatever had happened here yesterday, flooding, etc., must be gone. Yeah, the flooding has gone down somewhat. Yesterday it was full of water, now it's just mucky. The first section of the route up to the northern end of Lake Zell is identical with yesterday's ride, so I try and move through swiftly. Of course, there are short moments of pure beauty too. And then it just stays beautiful, pretty much so for the rest of the day. Yes, and here is a much preferred landscape. Look, that's where we've come from. Back there is Zell and Lake Zell. And that's where we are heading. The peaks we can see in the background range between 2,000 and 2,600 meters. They are part of the Steinernes Meer, the Rocky Sea, as this section of the northern limestone Alps are called. Around here the little villages are full of surprises. It could be just a garden dome, a roadside flea market, or an interesting crucifix. There are a few little inclines, but each turn brings a new perspective. Basically, the route is a little country lane, which is usually just shared with some other cyclists. And once they have passed, just stop for a moment and listen to the sounds. Hello, little girls. They already know where to place themselves in the hot weather. I was just cycling up here and heard some music and I wondered where it came from. And I cycled past this tree here. That one is definitely the musical tree. Yeah, occasionally there is a tractor, but it's mostly cyclists here. And by the look of it, the route also seems to be popular with motorcyclists. Also, it's worthwhile to stop sometimes and look inside one of those village churches. Very beautiful. Mind you, it wasn't me who made that noise. Someone else knocked something over for a change.
Mountains, rivers, lakes, or sea. Where would you like to be? Maybe by the rocky sea.
Das Steinerne Meer, as it is called in German. It is named the Rocky Sea because this karstified mountain range of the northern limestone Alpes can look like a petrified ocean with big menacing gray waves.
The Rocky Sea. Das Steinerne Meer.
Hard to believe that such beauty exists. Listen. Now we are reaching Maria Alm, a popular ski resort. It also appears to be a very pretty town where I could have taken a break in a cafe. But as this is the point from where I turn back today, and after having looked around for a bit, I decide to spend a little more time in Almdorf, the previous village that I had cycled through. Almdorf is smaller and quieter, and I find it very peaceful there. They also have an interesting shop here, where articles that are produced in the village are sold. I find salt mixed with local herbs, soaps, handcrafted things made from felt, jams and homemade liquors. Everything is priced and you just put the money into a box. Now I'm leaving little pretty Almdorf, back towards Zell am See, and then on to Bruck. Mixed feelings about the accommodation. I kind of even fear that I made a mistake possibly. If the bed is like the one I had in Salzburg, where I touch top and bottom and the right and the feet can't stretch out and anything, I won't be able to sleep very well, but let's get there first and see what it'll be like. In case you think it's boring to ride back the same way you came, you're wrong.
Mountains, rivers, lakes, or sea.
It's absolutely not boring at all, as the lighting and the views are very different.
Where would you like to be?
However, when cycling the same stretch twice, it always seems shorter than the first time. Yeah, this was the musical train. So very soon I find myself back at Lake Zell. As it is quite hot in the afternoon, it's not surprising that people use the facilities to go for a swim or just jump into the lake. From Zell, I follow the river Salzach for a bit before I reach Bruck, where I'm spending the night. At a super cheap price. So cheap indeed that I kind of fear for the worst now. Basically, I wonder whether it's going to be shithole time now. I think it's over that bridge. I think it's that old brown house over there on the left.
I got nightmares in my head. I feel like the thoughts build up into
Check-in then was super friendly and uncomplicated. But really, do they mean this? And does this still work? So my dears, I take you along as I unlock the 105. Wait a sec. Okay, here we are again. I just took my bags in and closed the door. And this is my Maria Alm for today. Hope it works. Hope the bed is long enough. And there's the bathroom. Wash basin, toilet and a shower. Not very big, but everything is there. The view? Well, basically there is no view. Okay, the furniture is old and somewhat worn off over many years. But this place is very clean, and this bed also proves to be long enough. Definitely good enough for a night. And that's important, they offer safe bike storage. The staff is very friendly, and also the evening meal included in the deal totally exceeded my expectations. But maybe I should mention that although I managed to get a super cheap deal here, this doesn't seem to be on offer all the time.
Please subscribe to Kaprun Bay.
Okay, my dears, in the next episode I'm going to take you over to St. Johann.
And like if you like the Kaprun Bay. Thanks for watching, my dears. See you in the next episode.